Hi, my name is Jasmine Cibrian. I'm going to be presenting the film Better Luck Tomorrow by Justin Lin. So the story's background, the film Better Luck Tomorrow is about a group of Asian American students in high school who engage themselves in criminal activities. The main character, Ben, is a student who adds any class or any extracurricular activity such as basketball so that it looks good on his college application because he is trying to get into an Ivy League school or just any top-notch school. Since he is smart, he is asked by another student named Derek, and Derek is the character who is the president or leader of every club. And Derek asks Ben to start doing cheat sheets for $50, and that's where his criminal activity begins. Some movie facts. Obviously, the director is Justin Lin. The release date for Sundance Film Festival was on January 12th of 2002, but the release date of the movie was April 25th of 2003. The budget of the movie was $250,000. The box office sales were $3.8 million, and it is categorized as a drama, crime, and romance. About 6.3 million people saw this movie. In Sundance in 2002, that's when Justin Lin's film Better Luck Tomorrow debuted. At the film screening, after it did screen, an audience member stood up and asked, "Why, with the talent up there, would you make a film so empty and immoral for Asian Americans?" So this comment fired up a great film critic named Roger Ebert, and he got up and just gave a piece of his mind to the audience member that stood up. So Roger Ebert said, "What I find very offensive and condescending about your statement is nobody would say to a bunch of white filmmakers, 'How could you do this to you?' Asian American characters have the right to be whoever the hell they want to be. They don't have to represent their people." Ebert later gave the film a 4-star review and said Better Luck Tomorrow is a coming-of-age film for Asian Americans and American cinema. So I guess what Roger Ebert was just trying to say was that just because they're Asian Americans, they don't have to be stereotyped. Like, the movie didn't have to be about them getting good grades, like how Asian Americans are stereotyped. In the movie, yes, Ben does try to do the most to try to get in an Ivy-bound school, but the theme of the movie is just that those group of kids in high school are trying to find their identity in life. It's not really about getting into a good school that it was the main thing. Yes, they did get in some criminal activity and some crimes that they did develop over the time in the movie, which was the basis of the movie, because they are trying to find their identity and their place in life, and they're just reckless. They're just being reckless in high school. So a little bit about the director. Justin Lin was born in Taipei, Taiwan on October 11, 1973. His birth name is Yebin Lin, and he grew up in a working-class neighborhood in Cypress, California, which is in the city of Orange County. He attended Cypress High School and went to UCSD for 2 years before transferring to UCLA. He earned his BA in film and television and also earned his MFA in film and directing and production and directing and producing. He is a Taiwanese American film director, and his films have grossed $2 billion worldwide. Some side notes is that the director is known for his work on the Fast and Furious sequels and also the Star Trek and beyond. He is a big fan of basketball, which is why he did put the main character Ben on the basketball team. And family is a reoccurring theme in his films. So these are some pictures of Justin Lin. The one at the top left is when he is at the Fast and Furious 6 premieres, and the one at the bottom right is when he was at the Star Trek and Beyond premiere. The cast: Ben Moneybag is played by Patty Shen, who played Brad Cooper on General Hospital. Virgil Hu, who is Ben's best friend in the movie, is played by Jason Tobin, who played Earl in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift and was in the TV series Warrior as Young Jun. Han is played by Sung Kang, who also plays Han in Fast and Furious sequels and in Hawaii Five-0 as Day One. Derek Liu, who is played by Roger Fan. He's also played an FBI agent in Fast and Furious and Rush Hour as Soo Young's bodyguard. Karen Anna Chung plays Stephanie Vandergosh, who was also a flight attendant in Drake and Josh, the movie, and The Unforbidden, which is a thriller movie, as young Anna. And John Cho plays Steve Cho, and he also played Sulu in Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness. Some actors from Better Luck Tomorrow also starred in the director's other movies, such as Fast and Furious and Star Trek, as I just said in the cast. Some of them did play in Tokyo Drift and the sequels of Fast and Furious and Star Trek. So here are some pictures of the cast. The one to the top left includes Ben all the way from the left. The girl that they are holding is Stephanie Vandergosh. Next to Ben is Derek Liu, which is the president of every club. Next to Derek is Han, the one in the leather jacket. And the one all the way to the right in the picture at the top left is Virgil. Now Steve is the one in the next picture, which he is in a red shirt with the brown coat. That's Steve, which is Stephanie's boyfriend in the movie. And the two bottom pictures are scenes from the movie. Some facts about the movie. Justin Lin wanted to make a movie about Asian American characters. He wanted to make something different in the film industry. A lot of movies at that time didn't include Asian Americans, and he just wanted to do something different. In the script, he also put the reason why he made the kids find their identities in the movie, which was the main theme, was because he found it interesting that when people go to college, they also try to find their identities. So these kids, even though they're not in college, they are trying to find their identities and trying to look to which college they're going to go to by trying to get the best grades. And this continues on the grades part. Asian American high school kids in the movie that are trying to earn good grades, but they get into the life of drugs and petty crimes, which leads to other bad decisions. This is a tale of a community of people that the public is unaware of, so this is for the audience. So audience members such as the one that we did hear about when he did stand up at the Sundance Festival, obviously they're not aware of new movies about Asian American characters in them, so that's the reason why the audience member probably reacted that way. Some of the scenes were also shot in Orange County, which is where Justin Lin was raised, and they were also shot at Justin Lin's old high school. This film was called racist and controversial for its depiction of Asian American kids as criminal and stereotypical, which stereotypical, I could see that in a way earning good grades was stereotypical, since Asian Americans are usually seen as the most smart, the most intelligent. But I really just think that this movie was trying to depict how Asian Americans, they can be involved in other things, not only criminal activities but also clubs and sports. Even though they're smart, they don't have to be in like AP classes or anything. So the movie also connects to a long time investigation from a long time ago. It's called the Honor Roll murder. So this movie connects to the murder of Stuart Tay. On December 31st, 1992 is when the murder was occurred, which was on New Year's in Buena Park, California, which is near Orange County. Stuart Tay was brutally beaten by 5 other teens, and it said 3 of the suspects were Asian Americans, just as Tay also was. The suspects were seen as top students, just as seen as in Better Luck Tomorrow, how Ben and his whole little crew are studying for SATs and trying to get good grades. And on top of that, in the movie, they are also dealing with like little petty crimes. The young men not in the movie, but in the investigation, the suspects of the honor roll murder, they had no criminal records, and at the time also had planned to rob the home of a local man who had dealt computer parts for Tay. So this also connects to Better Luck Tomorrow, because in the movie, the young men, that includes Ben, Han, Derek, and Virgil, they are asked by Steve to rob his parents' house. So they were trying to rob a house also in the movie. And that night, Tay said he was going to run an errand to his parents on the night of December 31st, 1992, which really meant that he was going to go meet with the other boys, but obviously he never returned. The boys who killed Tay said they thought Tay would betray their robbery plan, which is the reason why they did end up murdering Stuart Tay. And as in the movie, they beat him, they did stuff the paper in his mouth with I'm not sure if it was chloroform, but they did stuff that also. And in Stuart Tay, I did research, and it said that he did actually die from his own vomit. So in the movie, it does portray the same murder. So aside from the real life connection, lastly, some reviews and critics. So from the critic consensus from Rotten Tomatoes, it says a promising work by Lynn. The energetic Better Luck Tomorrow is disturbing and thought-provoking. On the tomato meter, it is 81%, and the audience score is 79%. In Metacritic, it was the 39th movie most discussed of 2003. And a little critic from Roger Ebert, you can also read the whole review that he did write on his page, which is rogerebert.com. So I took the opportunity to just take a piece of his review, which says, Better Luck Tomorrow is a disturbing and skillfully told parable about growing in today's America. So I'd like to thank you all just for listening and watching the presentation. I hope you guys all have a good day and like the movie.